Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see infix to prefix conversion. We have already seen infix to postfix conversion in a video, and that one has been uploaded in the channel, and you can refer that one. The algorithm to convert infix to prefix is given here. The first step we have to take is reverse the infix expression. The second step is we have to convert the infix expression that has been reversed to postfix. So the postfix conversion here, there is a slight change from the normal postfix conversion algorithm that we have seen in the previous video. That link has been given here. This is the original infix to postfix conversion, but in our code we will be using the postfix conversion in a slightly modified one, which is suitable for the prefix needs. Okay, so the third step you have to take is once you got the postfix expression, you just reverse that expression, and then we will be getting our prefix expression. So this video is nothing but a continuation of the expression conversions. We already seen, as I mentioned, we already seen postfix conversion, infix to postfix. So please watch that video and come here, because we are going to modify the code which we have already done for infix to postfix conversion. Okay, so before getting on to that, so this is the algorithm I have shown for postfix conversion, infix to postfix. In that video you can see this full implementation. So what we have done here, so when we are having the operators while scanning the infix expression, when we have the open bracket we will push it in. Okay, but in our case where we are converting postfix to prefix, we have reversed the string. So when you have a closing bracket, we have to push it in. That one change algorithm. When you have a closing bracket in case of postfix conversion, we will go on popping out and sending the popped material to the output till we get a opening brackets. But in our case, what we are pushing in a closed bracket in case of prefix. So when the opening bracket comes, then you have to do this. So it's a reverse. When the opening bracket comes, go on popping till you get a closing bracket. When the closing bracket comes, you discard the closing bracket. So this changes with respect to prefix. Okay, so prefix, since we are reversing. And one more thing, and here in this place where the top of the stack operator, that square is equal to the one we are scanning, and if there is a cap operator, we will be pushing in case of original postfix. If it is a right to left orientation, say for the cap operation or the power operation, it's a right to left orientation. So for that case we will push it in. But in prefix conversion, for right to left you have to just pop out. For left to right you have to push it in. Left to right is for plus minus, which is in the same priority level. It's a left to right orientation. The same way, if you have a star slash or a star star or a slash slash, if that kind of operator comes in a sequence, you have to solve it from left to right. Okay, similar to plus minus. So when you have a left to right orientation, we have to push it in the stack. Okay. When you have right to left orientation, which is only for cap, we have to pop it out. So as I mentioned in that previous postfix video, we are going to see only for these operators, cap operators, slash star and plus minus. Okay, nothing else operators, only these operators only we will be looking into. So as I shown here, the algorithm for infix to prefix conversion is here. Reverse the infix expression, convert the reverse infix to postfix with a slight modification as I mentioned. Then reverse the obtained postfix expression. Again you have to reverse the obtained postfix. That will give out our prefix. Where is the change that I have put up here? Okay, the change is here. What is the change? If it is a left to right orientation, we have to push it in. For star slash sequencing plus minus sequencing, we have to push it in. When a cap comes, we just have to pop it. Okay, if the top is also cap and the current is also cap, means you just pop the one which is on the top and push it in the current cap. Okay, but in case if a star is already there in the top, another star comes, you just push it in. Or if another slash comes and the top is star, we have to push it in. Okay, so this is the only difference that I mentioned. So we're going to reuse the code of postfix. This is the code we have seen for that infix to postfix conversion video. That video you will find. This code has been shared in that Google Drive. A link is given in that video description. Now we will use the same code and we will modify the code for prefix conversion. So I will copy this code and create one more file which is infix to prefix. Okay, so this is infix to prefix conversion logic. So what we are going to do and all we'll see here in the last video. When we are doing for postfix, we have used a pop which sends it to the output. Now we don't want to send it to the output. We're gonna store it in the string because we need to reverse and all. Okay, so as the algorithm is this one, reverse the infix string, then you convert the postfix, then again we will reverse the obtained results. Okay, so since we are having a reversal of results and all, we will store the whatever we are popping out, we will store it in the a string. Okay, so for that we will first declare one string called output string, and that's of 30 size. We will just make it a empty string. Okay, so when we are doing pop the first time, so I'll just comment out we are splitting it for the postfix actually. So now we will be concatenating with the output. Okay, what we will concatenate? This stack top. So strcat, we will be concatenating with the output. Okay, but this is not a string. Stack top is a character, so we have to convert it to string. So first we'll declare one temp of size 2 here. So we'll put temp of 0 is our stack top. Okay, then we will just put temp of 1 is equal to \0. Okay, so in this case we make that temp to a string. Now when we does this way, we were done. So we are just storing it. So instead of printing it, we are storing it here. Okay, so this is a pop one. Okay, we stack empty is there, peak we have written everything and all. Okay, let's modify one by one. So when the operand comes, what did we do in the postfix conversion? We were sending it to the printing. Okay, now we will write one function. We will send it to the output. We'll say send to output like this. We will say what we are sending to output. This character we are sending this to output. Okay, we will just remove this printf code. We will write this new function called send to output. So this is just printing. So instead of pop where we do top minus minus, we don't need to do top minus minus. So it gets a character. Usually that's an operand character. Okay, so we will write a separate function. So here we will copy this whole code and we will put it here, except this top minus minus. So when the operand comes, we call this send to output. Okay, so if you listen to that last video, whenever the operand comes with the default case, we are sending to the output. Okay, so that character is sent to the output. Now let us just assume that what's the first step? The first step is reverse the infix expression. Okay, so this is the infix expression we have. We will reverse this expression first of all. So we'll call str rev function. We'll give this infix string. Now it will be reversed. Okay. So now let's just print and see that one. You just say put as okay. So there's the reverse string. Let us, are we seeing the reverse string or not? Let's understand first of all. It may come along with the output. Okay, I think I have commented out. We are not printing. We made that pop everything like this, right? So it won't be printing. Okay. So this is a reverse string. So we have a infix here, and you see there's a reversed one. I just copy this and I paste it here. So we got a reversed. Okay. So this is a reversed one. Okay. Now what to do, we'll see. When the reverse happens, we are scanning from left to right, J cap, I cap, everything. When the opening bracket comes, sorry, this is a closing bracket. When a closing bracket comes, what you have to do, you have to push it in, okay, for prefix. That's a slight modification I told, right? So that here we just change this one. When a closing bracket comes, we push it in, okay. So this is done. Modification is done here, right? So we are scanning this reverse string. When a opening bracket, when a closing bracket comes, we push it in. So next time when we wait for opening brackets, you go on popping the operator till you get a closing bracket. So where is that? This is the instead of opening bracket, this is a opening bracket. Okay. So when a closing bracket comes, push it in. So when this closing bracket comes, push it in. Since we reverse this, we are doing this. When the opening bracket comes, you go on popping till you get a closing bracket. Okay. Till you get a closing bracket, you will go on popping. So this function is also done. And then we discard the top. That and all same. So when a closing bracket comes while you scan the reversed infix, push it in. When the opening bracket comes, go on popping till you get that inserted opening closing brackets. Then you stop the popping. Okay. So you go on popping till you get a closing brackets. Okay. So these two are modified for prefix conversion. Okay. Now let's see this one. In case of original postfix conversion, when a cap comes, we push it in. Okay. But as I mentioned in this algorithm, this is a modified one. If left to right comes, we push it in. Okay, but cap is not a left to right, it's right to left. If you have a two consecutive cap, we solve it using right to left orientation. So when you have a cap comes, okay, what we have to do, we just have to pop it out. So when the left to right comes, push it in. When the cap comes, you pop it. Okay, so there won't be a two caps at all, which is inserted in a consecutive manner in this case. Okay, so what we have to do, we don't do push. When a cap comes, what to do? Okay, when a cap comes, we just have to check it. What's the topmost element? Okay, so I'll just gonna, we have written a function, peak function already. So if peak function is equal to cap, if it returns a cap, what's the meaning? The top of the stack is cap, and the scanned is also cap. That means it's a right to left orientation, so you have to pop it. Okay, so pop. So the top is popped out, and you can be sure that there is no need to put this pop in a loop, because we are not going to put two consecutive caps inside. Okay, so it will not happen. Okay, after this one, we just push the cap inside. Okay, so first if you find a cap, you just pop it, then you push the string. If it is not a cap, if the top is not a cap, imagine top is plus or minus, top is slash or star, that means all are lower priority. it will not go into if condition, it will push the cap. That's obvious. Okay, in case of equal only we are doing this right to left, left right orientation. If the stack is empty, then peak will not be uh, uh, if the stack is empty, then we have to check it. Okay, because if the stack is empty means it returns 1 or 0. Okay, in that case also we need to push it in. Okay, so first we will check it. Okay, if this is the case, or because if the stack is empty, it will try to peak. Okay, that means is stack empty, you will write before this. Okay, so is stack empty equal to 1 in this case, or when peak is cap, what we are doing, we are sorry, stack is empty, has to be put up before. Stack is empty, else if, okay. Stack is empty, what you have to do, we push it in. Else if you do a peak, then pop it, then again you push it in. Okay, so this is a scenario. We just say put it in the else because mutual exclusive. Okay, so here you see this one, stack is empty, we push that thing, no problem. Peak is cap means first you do the pop, okay, then we have to push it in. Okay, after popping we have to push it in. So we will remove this else. Okay, here we will put a break. Okay, once we have done this, we will put a break here. Okay, yeah. So now if the stack is empty, we are pushing the cap, then we are breaking. Then else, if the stack is not empty, we just check the topmost element, and if it is cap means first pop it, then push the cap inside. Okay, the current cap inside. If this is not going into this also, this and this both, imagine stack is also not empty and peak is also not giving the cap as a top operator. That means it might be having plus or minus or a star or a slash or a closing bracket. Closing bracket is also possibility. So in all the cases we just push it in. Okay, so that is why this push is given, and finally there is a break of switch case. Okay, this break will be also doing the switch case break. This is also switch case break only. Okay, so now we have taken care of a modified version for cap. Now plus minus comes. So if it is same priority, what happens? We'll just delete the whole thing and we'll write it newly. What happens for plus minus? So if a plus or minus comes, what you will do? Okay, so in case of what we will be doing in case of plus or minus, if it is if the top is having a star or a slash, what will you do? We will be popping. If the top is having cap, we will be popping, and then we will put the things inside. Okay, so if it is empty, we will put it inside, or if you have non-empty and all are high priority, So that means we will pop out everything and we will put plus minus inside. Okay. The same way, if there is a plus or minus in the top, so what we will do, we have to push it in all cases. If the top is plus minus, we will be pushing it in. Okay. Um, so we'll just write down, if the top is plus or minus, we will push it in. We will do push operation. If the top is star slash cap consecutively, it's a loop of pop you have to do. Okay. Then if it is a closing bracket, we push it in. Let us assume that. If it is a closing bracket, we push it in. Plus or minus, we push it in. If it's a higher priority, we go on popping till we get a closing plus or minus. Is it or not? So this is the case here. Okay. So how to take care of this one? There is a loop over here. Okay. There's a loop over here. So first, if we take care of the loop, in other cases we just push it in. Okay. So what we can do, we will just worry about only the popping. Okay. Now it's a loop of popping. So what we'll do, we'll just do a pop. We'll just put a do, and we'll put it as a do while and infinite. We'll run it infinitely. So in this case, inside we're just gonna peek. So we're gonna peek. So what we're gonna say, we peek and we see if it is a star. Okay. So in another case, star or a slash or a cap. Okay. So these are all the cases we got on the top. So what do? Okay. So these are all the cases where we will do performing a pop. Okay, and then it proceeds. It goes on happening, right? It goes on happening. The pop goes on happening. So if might be consecutive stars, consecutive slashes, or a star slash in the sequencing. Then if a single cap comes, whatever it is, we are going on popping. How long you go on popping? Okay. If this is the case, we will pop it. Else, what we will do? We will break out. Okay. While the peak is not of these, okay, it will break out. Okay. Once you do a breakout, what you do? We just push the plus minus in. Whatever we got, we just put the plus minus in. Okay. Now this is the case. After that, we are breaking out of the loop. No, sorry, breaking out of the switch case. Now here we are taking care of this one. We are doing a loop of pop. Okay, if it is equal, pop. Again goes pop, pop, pop. So once we reach a plus or a minus or opening bracket, this if condition will fail. Okay, that means it will come to the else, it will break out of the loop, it comes and push the plus inside. Okay, let us assume that if it is empty, what happens? That we didn't take care. Okay, first initially if it is if there is a stack is empty, okay, if that happened, that possibility is also there. Okay, so what we can do, we can that thing is also inside here, right? So if it becomes empty, so while we go on popping, if it becomes empty, what to do? Okay, so now we'll add it, that also here. is stack empty, the function called equal to 1, then it should not be popping. Okay, sorry, we have to be breaking out. Okay, so in this case, first we'll do a check if it is empty. Okay, we just break out. Okay, also if we can put a mutual exclusion, no problem. So if it was not empty, then we will peek into that star, slash, or a cap. You go on popping. Okay, going on popping. While popping, when we reach plus minus opening bracket, or when we reach empty, we break out. So in else part we break out, or in empty also we break out of the do while. Once we broke out, we just push the things inside. Okay, plus or minus that operator inside, whatever we encounter. So this is also done now. So you just have to find this. Okay, what you have to do when you're writing a code, you just have to make sure that what is that you are doing for performing push and pop. So in this place we are performing push of the operators plus minus while we have a top. Okay, these one we go on the loop of popping while if we have a top of star, slash, cap. Okay, that's what the remembrance you have to take away. Now the next one is somewhat more easy compared to this. We need to modify the star, slash. This is also left to right orientation, but this is having more priority than plus minus, so it's an easy job. So what to do? So here, when the top is cap, or when the top is plus minus, when the top is plus, or when the top is minus, or if the top is closing bracket, or the top is empty. Okay, if it is empty, then we will be pushing it in. Okay, then we will push and break out. If it is just a cap, okay, if it is cap, what we do? We do pop, and that's also not a loop of pop, because when we all so if the top is imagine this one, if your top is there is this possibility right here, it is empty, and as it is a left to right orientation, star also you have to push it in, slash also. If the top is star, then you have to push it in, top is slash, push it in, plus or minus lesser priority, then also you have to push it in, closing bracket you have to push it in. If the stack is empty, you have to push it in. All cases we are pushing in, except for one case. What is that? This one. So if it is cap, we do a pop. Okay, we do a pop, then you push it in. And it is not even a sequence of pop, because that is not possible. If a cap is present, only one cap will be there. It's not more than one cap in sequence, because that's a algorithm. Okay, so we pop only one time and we do that. So this we have to write. Okay, so first let's see if is stack empty, because we don't want to peek. If it is empty, means we don't want to peek. So we call the empty equal to 1. If it returns, what we do? We push. Okay, we push and we break out. So this is done. This is taken care of. It is empty. We are pushing in and breaking out. Okay, what I'm going to do is else we will just see these things and all we will take care at the end of else. Else if okay, it is not empty, that means you just do a peek. Okay, if peek returns a cap, then what we are doing? We do a pop. Only one pop we do. Okay, after that is done. One pop. After that you push plus or slash, sorry, star or slash. Okay, so when the top is cap, we do one pop so that this is removed from the top, but there will not be any more than one on the top. Okay, so after that we are calling push for by default. So you just check whether we have taken or not. See, when the empty comes, we are pushing the star slash and we are breaking the if class, breaking the switch case. Okay, this is done. Else if peak is cap, we are popping. Okay, peak is cap, top is cap, we are popping, and then we are pushing our star slash inside here after this. After popping, it will come here. It's not part of else. Okay, it's if, else if, and this is always running. Okay, so in our case, if it is not empty and the top is also not cap, means it can be of these. Top may be star, slash, plus or minus, or opening bracket. In all these cases, we just have to push it in. So it will happen here. Then we generally call a break of switch case. Okay, I hope that's also taken care. So there's a left right orientations, all plus star slash is also left right orientation, plus minus is also left right orientation. So you just have to formulate this one initially. We are doing when they have to push, when you have to pop. Okay, so loop, last time I put a loop of pop. Okay, it's a loop of pop. So this is not happening here. It's very easy. Just we are having if and else if, and this break you have to be very careful. It is a switch case break. Okay, I hope you understood this, right? So this also we are, whenever operand comes, we are sending to the output. So that's also taken care. So the entire code is modified. If this tag is not empty, anyhow we do the pop, and it will be once this is a scan ending. Okay, this bracket is a end of scan of the reversed infix. Okay, the reverse infix end of scan. So once it is done, we pop the whole stack empty by popping. Now once it's all done, what's the third step? We have to reverse again. Okay, we have to reverse the obtained postfix expression. Where is our obtained postfix expression? It's in the output. Yeah, character output. So pop is appending everything in the output. Okay. So we will be putting this output in the display once it's all done. So we put as output. Okay, let's try this code. Let's see how it works. So this one, before the string reversal, will display this. Okay, so just original. Then we are doing a string reversal. Okay, this not displaying. Okay, so first we'll display this infix. Let's see if there are any error comes. We need to rectify it first. There's a bracket missing. Okay. So as you could see, we have our compilation is fine. Okay. So let's see how this algorithm. So we have. So as I mentioned, what changes we have done. Let me take you through it again. So whenever this closing bracket, this is the original algorithm. Okay, this is the original algorithm. Whenever the opening comes, we are pushing. In our case, whenever the closing comes, we are pushing. Okay, so whenever the closing comes, we are pushing in the stack. Whenever the closing comes, we pop till we get the opening. But in the prefix case, whenever the opening comes, we pop till we get a closing, and then we discard the closing. Okay, so that's the thing. And then in this case, for right to left, okay, we used to push. That's a cap case. But in our case, for left to right, we're pushing in. So when the left to right happens, okay, when a plus minus comes, okay, so whenever the top is also plus, or minus, then we are pushing. That's what right to left handling. Okay. For the star also, star slash also, when the top is star slash, we are pushing. Same priority. Star comes or slash comes, top is also star slash, star or slash. That means you are pushing. So that's also taken care. But in the case of cap, when the cap comes, okay, if the top is cap, what we are doing, we are popping. Okay, only one pop we do, and then we push it sort of loop of pop. Okay, so if you see this example also, one example I given for converting to prefix. Okay, so this one, if we convert to prefix, infix to prefix, we just convert the whole thing like this. Then we have see this one, we have opening bracket. When you have opening bracket, we push it in the stack. Okay, the same way when the closing bracket comes, when the closing bracket comes, we push it in. The same way when the opening bracket comes, we will pop out. Okay, see, opening bracket came, we pop out till we get a closing bracket. We pop out this minus, the plus, and the closing bracket is discarded. Okay, that's what happened. L was till L was the output. So minus is put up outside, plus is put up outside. Then we discard the closing brackets. So that's the chain algorithm. Let us compile and see whether how that output comes. Okay, some errors here. Let's see what's the error. I think it's not sending this to output the break. Only it is showing the operands sent to output. We just see what is happening over there. This is sent to output. We have okay, sorry. So this is, I copy the whole thing. In the top temp 0 we have to put the operand. Okay. So when the operand comes, we just pass the operand to this send to output. That operand is put up in the 0th location. In the first location we put a end of string \0. Then we are appending. Okay. Now this has to be reversed. Okay, we didn't reverse that one. Finally, the step 3. Okay. So what is the step 3? We just have to reverse this. Okay, if you see the algorithm, reverse the infix that we have done, and then we have written the algorithm till here to convert to a postfix. Finally, again reverse the obtained postfix. Okay, what we have to do? Then we have to call strrev, reverse the output. Okay, I hope you are getting the points. This is step 3. Okay, step 3 of the algorithm. Just reverse the postfix. Okay, so now output contains the postfix. First, this is step 1. Step 1 is here we are reversing the infix. Okay, after that we are converting, the whole thing is converting the infix to postfix. After that we convert the postfix in the reverse format, then we are displaying it. Let's see this one now. So this is our prefix notation for our infix. This is the infix. First line is infix, second line is the prefix. Now if you want to see how this is working correctly or not, you can just see this one. Evaluation of prefixes from right to left. So let us understand how this evaluation is done. When you see this thing, I power j will happen first, then that will be the power of h, whether that is happening or not. Infix evaluations from right to left, ij cap, that means ij is evaluated first. Okay, so first operand, second operand, cap is done. That result is the first operand. Okay, so when you are doing coming from right to left, the first pop is the first operand. Okay, then that's the second operand and it is pushed in. then h, then comes a gap. First pop is the first operand, so h power this one, so it is correct. So the order is correct. Okay, so then what is happening in this bracket? It will be happening ef. So once it is done, g f e is pushed up. Then operator comes, ef is done first. Okay, then that is multiplied with the g. Okay, then d is put up inside, then the minus happening, so this bracket is fully done. Okay, then what is happening, the c minus, c is coming, and c slash is happening. So if you apply this evaluation, we can find out that what we have done is a correct one. Okay, so evaluation video I'll put it in a separate problem solving video. Okay, so I think I'll just paste this output over here. Output we have got. Okay, so the output we have got is I'll paste it here. Okay, so this is the prefix output. Okay, I'll share this code in my drive. You can try. I hope you understood. Thank you.